once we get rolling, you know, we'll just take it as it comes. The waiting is the hardest part, as Tom Petty would say. Sisters and brothers, welcome to the 2024 Musicians for the Greater Good Harris-Walz fundraising concert. Welcome all you wonderful, talented people for showing up and giving your all, and thank you for YouTubers on YouTube. MGG is an alliance of singer-songwriters who care about the environment, social justice issues, and other progressive concerns. Please donate to the campaign anytime during or after this show using MGG's Harris-Walz donate link, which is www.musiciansforthegreatergood.org. That's musiciansforthegreatergood.org. And I'm Stephen, and I will be holding your hand throughout this event. Why are we supporting the Harris-Walz campaign? So many reasons. As an example, here is a text of the Atlantic's endorsement of Harris. It endorses Harris, it said, because she, quote, respects the law and the Constitution. She believes in the freedom, equality, and dignity of all Americans. She is untainted by corruption, let alone a felony record or a history of sexual assault. She doesn't embarrass her compatriots with her language and behavior or pit them against one another. She doesn't curry favor with dictators. She won't abuse the power of the highest office in order to keep it. She believes in democracy. These, in addition to any specific policy positions, are the reasons that the Atlantic is endorsing her. Now, we are very fortunate to have as our keynote speaker Congressman Bill Keating. He proudly represents Massachusetts' 9th District, which encompasses the South Shore, the South Coast, the Cape Cod, and the islands of Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket here in Massachusetts. As the ranking member of the Europe Committee on the House Foreign Affairs Committee and a member of the House Armed Services Committee, he's a congressional authority on terrorism and national security. As a resident of Cape Cod, he knows firsthand the urgency of providing communities with coastal resiliency, resources, and protecting environmental conservation efforts. Bill was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives in 2010, one of only 9 new Democrat members to be elected that year. It is now my profound pleasure to introduce Congressman Bill Keating.
Thank you, Stephen. Well, thank you so much. And I might be joined in the background by my wife and my dogs who are outside, and we're here in Cape Cod, just informally getting together. But I want to thank you for what you're doing. I want to thank the 3 musicians from my own district that are part of this. I'm not a great musician, but not a week goes by that somehow, whether I'm on a plane or going somewhere, they think I'm James Taylor. That's as close as I get. I think that 6 years of piano lessons didn't do me enough good either. But I really have great appreciation, as I think any people in a democracy, of the freedom of expression that musicians have and what they add to the culture, how important and integral they are to who we are. And when we say democracy's at stake in this election, I think we should have to look back at just how real that is. I was there on January 6th in the Capitol. I saw what happened, despite what the revisionists have done and Trump has done. So many people I serve with have done in trying to change what actually happened. People not believing their eyes or denying what they saw. And I look at what's happening with our rule of law around that day. I look at the 130 police officers that were injured that day, brutally injured, some connected to loss of life, some permanently injured, others traumatized. This was hand-to-hand combat for hours. They brought in knives, they brought in guns, they brought in ice axes, lead pipes, and this is what many of them pleaded guilty towards. Others were convicted, and former President Trump wants to pardon them. He says they're hostages, they're patriots. So our basic peaceful transfer of power is at stake. Look at one person, Michael Pence, Vice President Pence. He decided to uphold the Constitution. The lowest standard of upholding the Constitution, the most basic rather, that we have, or the most fundamental, if you want to look at it that way. And J.D. Vance has said already, if he were in Pence's position, he wouldn't do what Pence did. He would have not honored the certified votes of all of us. And there's a great irony when Trump and Vance are out there asking people for their votes, where they won't honor the very votes of the people that they're asking for. So that's a critical thing to remember during this election when we say democracy is on the ballot. What he will do and what Project 2025 will do is frightening. What they'll do to politicize and to take away the rule of law that we have to deal with the issues of just ordinarily honoring our Constitution, our laws, are frightening. They're going to make no bones about what they say. They are going to take away the career people across our whole government, including the Justice Department, and put in people that serve at the pleasure of Donald Trump. And he's made clear what he's going to do with that power. He said that he will go after the people that prosecuted him. he will go after his enemies. This doesn't sound like a democracy. And what's going to happen with our healthcare system under him and the rights that we have there, including a woman's reproductive rights, including doing away with Medicare and Social Security, along with the people that I serve with in the legislature. The Republicans in power are the people that are supporting these bills right now. And when they have the chance and they have Trump as potential president, believe me, they'll take advantage of that. But I think as we have this program, and we're so honored to have all the musicians here, it's important to look at a contrast. Trump makes no bones of the fact about how he admires Putin. He's called him smart. He's called him a genius. He said that Putin is doing a great job rebuilding the image of Russia. And I think that we should listen to those words among so many others that Trump has said in admiration, not just of Putin, but of Kim Jong-un from North Korea, of President Xi in China, Viktor Orban in Hungary, people that are taking people's rights away. And as musicians, look at the person he admires. Look at what the genius has done in terms of musicians in Russia, just trying to express themselves. In fact, if the musicians that are here being part of what we're partaking in right now were in Russia, they would all face jail sentences. They could be imprisoned. The punk group, the Pussy Riot, made so much attention about what was going on to them. They were sentenced to 2 years in prison just for protesting in Russia, something that we take for granted here. Another group, just in the last year, the B-12 rock group, they made a reference to Putin. They're facing potential deportation just for doing that. We look at Sasha Skoshelenska. Sasha was sentenced to, she's an artist musician. She's sentenced to 7 years just for protesting on the labels, retail labels against the war. And you look at Pavel Kushner, I'm sorry. Pavel Kushner is a renowned pianist in Russia. He's 39 years old. He died in pretrial detention because he protested the war against Ukraine. And there's hundreds of musicians. There's more people in prison, but there's hundreds of musicians that are leaving the country. Thankfully, in Sasha's case, she was part of the prisoner swap that brought back people, freed them from Russian jails. Not everyone is so lucky. Other people, like Pavel, who really doesn't command the attention of Navalny and other people, are among the many people that Russia is taking away their lives and liberty. And hundreds of people that are musicians in Russia have fled if they could get away anytime. So I think the musicians that are participating tonight are in a particularly good position to understand the importance of being able to express your feelings, how you feel through arts and music. It's what any culture would expect. It's what a democracy demands. And it's what Trump threatens with his view of democracy, if you will. There's anti-democratic views that he has here in this country and how real they are. So I just want to thank everyone for participating in this. I want to make sure that we can change this. I'm not the only one, I think, sitting in my home and we put our head in the pillows at night that aren't worried about what will happen to our country just in a short period of time, the next 3 weeks. I can't think in my whole life of a time that's more dire in terms of the consequences of a political election. I come from a family that includes a Gold Star, grandmother who lost her son, my uncle, defending democracy in Europe. He received the Silver Star. He sacrificed his own life to preserve the life of another, but more importantly, to preserve democracy. There are so many other families in the United States that have lost loved ones defending democracy. There are people that have sacrificed years of their lives defending democracy. And this is something that too many of us take for granted. Too many of us say, well, it's not going to happen here. Well, this time it's happening right in front of us. It's very clear. Trump and Vance tell us exactly what they want to do. They make no bones about the fact that they have allies in the House leadership that will share those views and reinforce them. And the same goes to the Senate. So all of us involved here tonight have an opportunity right down in the closing days to make a big difference. So if you want to help by donating, whatever amount you can to help Harris-Walz, if you can text JOIN to 30330, there'll be a volunteer there to be there to connect you to the right people. If you want to make sure that you encourage people to get out to vote, make a voting plan. In most states, you have the ability to vote early or through absentee ballots. You have the ability to take someone with you when you do that may not be able to get out to vote when it counts. So make a voting plan. Please donate whatever you can. And if you can't donate money, donate your time. And if you can't do either of those things, make a little time, plan for some time to have a voting planning day so that you can make sure your vote counts and others that you know and other friends and relatives you have will go with you. So thank you very much for allowing me to be a small part of this. I honor and coming from the Cape Cod region where the arts are such a big area of concern. I come from the South Coast I represent in the South Shore of Massachusetts. We wouldn't have the same type of communities here in our state, and particularly ones that I represent, if we did not have a strong arts culture, a strong culture of performing, a strong culture of allowing young people the opportunity to learn and express their gifts going forward. We want a country that will not just allow this to happen, but will inspire this kind of government and this kind of freedom. So again, I just ask you all, with just a few days left, donate if you can, volunteer if you can, and take someone with you and have a voting plan on Election Day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Bill.
Thank you, sir.
Congressperson Bill Keating.
Thank you.
And that button is musiciansforthegreatergood.org. I have to start off, unfortunately, with some news that is not good. Peter Yarrow had intended to perform for us today, but he is not at all well. He is undergoing radiation and chemotherapy, and was not able to rise to the occasion. But his dear friend David Ippolito is going to start us off tonight. He'll be playing a couple of songs, and he also has a message from Peter Yarrow. David Ippolito.
Thanks, guys. Listen, thank you. I am so honored to be among you. And thank you so much for asking me. Thank you so much for doing this. I was on the phone with Peter a couple of hours ago. He waited until the last minute to make the determination whether he could hang out with us tonight and share a few songs. But he's just physically not able to sit up and hold the guitar right now. But he will be back. He promised that. He said, 50 plus years of activism is on the line for him. And so he wanted to thank all of you. I have a message from Peter. Actually, and tonight, Nell, who is part of MGG, Musicians for the Greater Good, he asked me to do this. Peter asked if he could email Neil personally just to thank him and to thank all of you for showing up tonight. Peter actually shows up at this thing that I do called It's Just Us. A couple of months ago, he hung out with myself and Neil and everybody and hung out for an hour and a half and had a great time. Tonight, I know he's watching. So, and I'm going to be watching because I'm always on the lookout for musical guests on It's Just Us. Before I do a song that I had originally written, inspired by another good friend. I'm the luckiest man alive. Another good friend of mine named Sid Bernstein, who brought the Beatles to America. He inspired me to write a song called "Keep Hope Alive," and Neil asked me to do it tonight for you guys. But first, I said, "Look, Peter, if you can't do a song tonight at this gig, what would you like to say to the people? Just call me right back, leave a message, and I'll share it with the musicians, and I'll share it with everybody who's watching, all right?" So this is what Peter wanted you guys to know today.
David, my brother, it's Peter Yarrow. And I'm checking in with you. I was so hoping to be able to do the gathering today that is of such a crucial nature. I actually am 86, believe it or not, and I've got a medical thing that just has wiped me out. So I can't join you with this song, but I wanted to tell you that I am in great admiration of your effort here. It is so essential. As I was saying to you on the phone when we last spoke, this is not only the moment that determines whether or not the organizing that I've been involved with Peter, Paul, and Mary for 50 years, is on the line, because it's not just about a political decision at all. It's about the persistence of caring and kindness and generosity and truthfulness and trust and humanity. Because at the bottom of this choice is the potential destruction, not only of a democracy that's functional, with somebody that's promised to destroy it, and it's also about whether or not we have a society that is not living in fear and is living with love and care. I only believe that if we could have the kind of music that you and I sing and Noel and Mary sang, if we just recognize the importance of it, and each of us gets out there, and oh my goodness, it's such a challenge at this point. It's also not the time to say, I can't believe this is happening. This is happening, and we have to believe it, and we have to vote. But after that, my wish is that if we can only just get into the elementary schools and the middle schools with the kind of songs that you and I have been singing, and Peter, Paul, and Mary, and John Baez, and the songs that originated in their spirit from the same thing as folk music, which is not written for the butts, but from the heart. If that brings people together with such power and makes us realize that it's all about us, not about just little old me. Me's important, but us rules. Love you, my brother. Thanks for everything. Go well. Congratulations on doing this today. I'm very, very, very appreciative. Go well, my brother. Peace, always.
Peter Yarrow. Thank you, Peter. Now, David Ippolito, who, as he said before, considers himself one of the luckiest men alive. He's a New York City-based playwright who, for the past 33 years, has also been a fiercely independent singer-songwriter, known to thousands as that guitar man from Central Park. While writing about love and commonality helps people feel they're not alone, he's passionate about music with a social consciousness. Again, welcome, David Ippolito.
Thanks so much, Stephen. Thank you. Like I said, just an honor to be among you guys. Let me do this song. And today, the possibility junkie that I'm talking about is our friend, Peter, all right? I've got a friend who's like a brother, a possibility junkie just like me. You might say we meet one another between what is and what could be. And though our lives are up in the air, still we talk most every day. Another big dream he needs to share to change this world in some small way. One day like any other day, I get a message on my telephone. 3 words planted a seed. I could help it along or I could leave it alone. Picked up my axe, started strumming, kicked around a melody, started humming. Picked up a pen, but the words weren't coming. Weeks went by with nothing to show. I was missing the meaning, miscommunicated. Messages, philosophy, overcomplicated. Laughing at the musical mess that I created. Maybe I should let it go. And then a lesson I already learned started rolling round my head. Keep it simple, pass it on, just sing the 3 words the man said. He said, keep hope alive, and sing it loud. Keep hope alive, 'cause the best is yet to come, my friends. He said, I woke up today, just had the need to say, keep hope alive. And I've got a friend who's like a brother, a possibility junkie just like me. There's no need to say another word if a message is that clear. So keep it simple, pass it on, and maybe one more heart will hear it. Keep hope alive and sing it loud. Keep hope alive, 'cause the best is yet to come, my friends. We'll never lose another day, just as long as we can say we'll keep hope alive. Keep it alive. And now I'm talking to my friends, my brothers and sisters, possibility junkies just like me. Thanks. Okay, listen, it's just us. They asked me to do just one more song, and I thought, you know, part of what we all do, or certainly part of what I do, is to hopefully let people know that it's okay to have fun being the good guys. You're the good guys. And I think sometimes if we dance more freely, if we laugh easier, if we have more fun, if we sing louder than the MAGA folks, I honestly think that that's one of our greatest tools. We're having more fun than they are, being the good guys. So and with that in mind, I wrote a really silly song 100 years ago. It's evolved over the years until that orange person with the ferret on his head, and his whole family took over the song. So it's just evolved over the years, and this is the latest version that I wrote some of the lyrics this week. So it's for you guys. And then we're just gonna let this thing move on because there's so many wonderful musicians lined up, just waiting to go like airplanes waiting to land at an airport. So let's get this going. Donald Trump scares me, but it's different now than before. I blame the party leaders, but blame his followers even more. finally realized what makes him tick. His tough talk and narcissistic rhetoric is just overcompensation for his tiny hands, and that scares me. Here we go. J.D. Vance scares me. Trump's picked to be his new VP. But before he got the offer, he hated Trump as much as you and me. His political identity was tough to build. Being vice president would be a dream fulfilled. Guess he forgot Trump tried to have the last one killed, and that scares me. Gotta go here. RFK Jr. scares me. All the stories go from bad to worse. So much about him scares me. It's tough to get it all in just one verse. Dumping a dead bear in Central Park was just insane, but it all made sense to hear the man explain. He had a worm in his head that ate his brain, and that scares me. And this one is absolutely true, I swear. Rudy Giuliani scares me, but here's a fact you probably didn't know. He wanted me arrested in Central Park 30 years ago. But that weird story is history, 'cause I'm still there, and ironically, one of us was just arrested and it wasn't me, and that scares me. Marjorie Taylor Greene scares me. That's it. No, we gotta give her one, right? Marjorie Taylor Greene scares me. I think that all of us here would concur. The only people more scary is anybody that would vote for her. Now, just like Trump, she's ignorant and crass, and just like him, she's got no class. But with those arms, she could probably kick my ass, and that scares me. All right, Donald Trump, everybody. Donald Trump scares me, but it's different now than before. I blame the party leaders, but blame his followers even more. Realized what makes him tick. His tough talk and narcissistic rhetoric is just overcompensation for his tiny hands, and that scares me. Peace-loving people like you and me say Donald Trump scares me. Ah!
Woo! That was great. We all feel like that.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right. Our next performer is Ellis Ralph. And Ellis wrote his first songs 50 years ago in Massachusetts, where he grew up, but has been living for 15 years now in Fayetteville, Arkansas, which is a blue island in a Red Sea. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Ellis Ralph.
Thanks, Stephen and Kathy. Thanks, everybody. This song is true. All the assertions are true. All the quotations are verbatim. And that's just how it is. It's all true.
I can barely hear you.
What? Oh. Folk singers need to sing about the things folk need to think about, the change we need to bring about, the who and when and how. Woody Guthrie showed us how to speak up, sing out about our views, about the truth, about the news, then and now, then and now. Woody said there's ways of saying what is on your mind, and when it ain't so healthy to talk too loud or even like you want to. Folks have found other ways of getting the word around. He said one of the mainest ways is by singing. No matter who sings it, if it talks the lingo of the people, it's a cinch to catch on and will be sung here and yon. He said I like to write about wherever I happen to be. He sang about injustice and inequality, such as the Ferguson brothers in 1946 and the wrongful conviction of the Trenton Six. Folk singers need to sing about the things folk need to think about, the change we need to bring about, the who and when and how. Woody Guthrie showed us how to speak up, sing out about our views, about the truth, about the news, then and now, then and now. Woody signed a lease and moved on up to an apartment in Brooklyn that was owned by old Fred Trump. But living at Beach Haven, he sensed something wasn't right. It was evident 95% of the residents were white. So Woody said so long and moved on out of that dump. He expressed it in a song he addressed to Mr. Trump, saying, "No, old man Trump, Beach Haven ain't my home. Trump Tower where no black folk come to roam." Folk singers need to sing about the things folk need to think about, the change we need to bring about, the who and when and how. Woody Guthrie showed us how to speak up, sing out about our views, about the truth, about the news, then and now, then and now. In 1973 and again in 78, Fred and his manager's son Donald heard from the DOJ, who filed suit against Trump Management Corporation, accusing them of fraud and racial discrimination. Trump Village was indicted by the USA for overstating their expenses to the FHA. And 'cause Beach Haven's black applicants kept getting sent away, Trump was behaving like a member of the KKK. Flashback 1927, Queens. About 1,000 Klansmen fought with cops as they protested. Of 7 wearing hoods arrested, 4 went to court, 2 were paroled. Only Fred Trump was free to go. Times printed his address and name, so it was Fred Trump, one and the same. One and the same, yes. Then and now. Donald praised his old man Fred whenever he spoke of the roots that bred his legacy. Ironically, he hotly said on Fox TV, "I don't have a racist bone in my body." Folk singers need to sing about the things folk need to think about, the change we need to bring about, the who and when and how. Woody Guthrie showed us how to speak up, sing out about our views, about the truth, about the news, then and now, then and now.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Ellis Ralph, it says it all. I love that song. All right. Tom Smith grew up in rural Pennsylvania and honed his music chops in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Now a folk veteran of over 40 years, he performs at festivals, coffee houses, schools, and concerts throughout the Northeast. In the words of WUMB Boston folk radio host David Palmatier, Tom Smith writes songs that seem like they've always been there. He's a true folk singer. Ladies and gentlemen, give you Tom Smith.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here with you. And I have a Woody Guthrie style talking blues. Here we go again, another election year. Politicians are on a tear. Some are pulling me to go out and vote. Others pushing me to make sure I don't. Well, I'm registered, and I'll vote. Some say when choosing who represents, we should put our trust in the 1%, cut their taxes to the bone, and fill our buckets with the money that trickles down. Let's see, that's 99 for the few, 1 for the rest of us. That sounds about right. I'm just a guy who works for minimum wage. Must have been like this in the Middle Age. A servant to a feudal lord. I work for the guy with the biggest sword. I shouldn't complain though, all this useful work I'm doing. Building walls around the castle. Gotta keep out all those job stealers. Now science says there's no doubt what's causing all these floods and droughts. But when we can't farm or drink due to climate change, they'll still be drinking from their Coke machine. That's the Charles and David Coke machine. Champions of freedom, fossil fuel, with the best politicians money can buy. When their God co-authors the laws we'll make, we'll be burning witches at the stake. And when we measure the freedom in our land by the count of guns in every hand, and we can thank or blame those of us who voted, and those of us who did not vote. Well, I'll tell it straight. I got a choice to make. Do I want to live in a country run by greed and hate, where black lives don't matter, facts are ignored, women's rights are on the cutting board? Yeah, we have a choice to make. Will I see you in November?
Thanks so much. We're playing musical chairs here. Knock my beer over. Next performer is a good friend. He's a guitarist, a singer-songwriter, a former coffee house producer, and open mic host. He started playing with the Marshfield Cayley in 1978. He now performs with an acoustic style that has a wide range, including blues to fiddle and jazz songs. Can't say enough about him. The one and only David Jackson.
Thank you.
All right, David.
Thank you. I'm going to do an Earth song written by Michelle Mason. She wrote the lyrics, and yours truly wrote the music. It's called Earth Train. The Earth train is moving through our land. Can hear the lonesome If you listen closely, you can hear the water roar. The earth train is moving still till we win this war, and we must ride. We must ride, and we must ride. We must ride, and we must ride. We must ride, and we must ride. There is hot and heavy, and the clouds are low and gray. Their train moves a little and then rushes fast away. And we're on board together, young and old and black and white. Their train is moving still till we win this fight, and we must ride. We must ride, and we must ride. We must ride, and we must ride. We must ride, and we must ride. Their train moves slowly on, its path is vast and true. And there is room for all of us, for you and you and you. No ticket for the ride, just love for nature and mankind. To the issues facing us, in openness, not blind. We must ride. We must ride. We must ride. We must ride. And we must ride. We must ride. And we must ride. It's not too late. We must believe, and it is up to us. Your train waits for no one. It's too late to take a bus. So get on board and do your part. We're needed one and all. Now listen, can you hear it? The hopeful whistle calls, and we must ride. We must ride, and we must ride. We must ride, and we must ride. We must ride, and we must. We must ride, and we must ride. Hey, all aboard. Thank you, Steve, for the harmony. Kathy, thank you.
David, thank you.
That's David Jackson.
Great.
And don't forget to donate and go to musiciansforthegreatergood.org. We appreciate your support. Linda Marks is a multi-award-winning Boston singer-songwriter, a healer at heart, and emotional alchemist whose music gracefully uplifts the spirit. Currently preparing her 15th album, Marks is as prolific as she is mindful, using her music to touch upon the current events and issues shaping our reality. Her past releases have been featured in the Boston Globe, Boston Magazine, and NPR, among other outlets, and she is a voting member of the Recording Academy. Put your hands together for Linda Marks.
Linda, good to see you.
Thank you so much. It's a real pleasure to be here. You may see a little bit of photobombing by a tail. At least I have two kitties here. One's to the one whose tail you saw is to, and my 19-year-old. This is a song that I co-wrote with my New York fellow lyricist. We co-wrote the lyrics on this, Mike Greenlee. And it's a message of empowerment and a call to action. A lot of people right now, because of the way the times are, feel like, in many ways, frogs who are in the pot of boiling water, but it boiled a long time ago. So it's really important to help people have hope. This is called Be the Change. Let's build a bridge together across the great divide. Each stone will make a difference. Build it up from side to side. Choose an issue that inspires you, a gap you want to close. Build the bridge that's gonna take you there. Use everything you know. Build a change. Stand for what you want to see. Sound your voice.
All right. Carole Wise is a captivating and passionate songwriter from Maine. The depth of her experience and understanding connect with the audience and leaves a lasting impact. Her guitar playing is both intricate and straightforward. Her lyrics both personal and universal. And today she will be performing with bass player extraordinaire Mark Abraham. Let's hear it for Carole Wise.
We're grateful to be here and to be part of a wonderful fundraising event for Harris-Walz. And the song that I chose is an original called North Star. And for me, it is about knowing and staying in tune with our internal compass, our North Star. So hang on. We're going for a ride to the North Star and back. Comes back around unexpectedly. Opens your eyes to a bigger view. You are never lost, just finding your way. Touch the inner core, find the real you. You've traveled so far, no need to stray. Your inner North Star, lighting the way, lighting your way. No wrong turns, only unexpected paths. Like a buried seed, the flower comes at last. Untold stories we have yet to share. Now we're gathering together everywhere. Ooh, we've traveled so far, no need to stray. Our inner North Star, lighting the way, lighting our way. Listening so hard, I can hear you whisper 100 miles away. My inner North Star, lighting the way, lighting my way. Life comes back around unexpectedly.
Nice.
Beautiful. Carole Wise. Thanks so much, Carole. What an awesome day. The talent that is here today is phenomenal. Our next performer is co-founder of Musicians for the Greater Good. He is a veteran singer-songwriter and activist whose songs have been performed by such artists as Richie Havens. He's a dear friend, and it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Ron Israel.
Yeah, this is a song I wrote for this occasion. It's called Kamala's Faith. Countries divided, no way to hide it. People in tents, digging in. Rich and the poor, red and the blue can't endure one another, can't get along. But Kamala sees things differently. It doesn't have to be this way. She knows that things are better than they seem. This is Kamala's dream. A nation of immigrants sitting on the fence of what kind of border we have in mind. Some see catastrophe on every leaf and tree. Some lose honesty, some go blind. Kamala doesn't go there. She sees through border walls. She calls on us to get along. This is Kamala's song. In Kamala's song, there's great beauty. In Kamala's dream, there is joy. In Kamala's eyes, the hate and the lies. Hit the trail, move on. Yes, this is Kamala's song. Countries make enemies, take out their weaponry, shoot one another to settle old scores. Conflicts succeed, old wounds still bleed, and victims grieve, war after war. But Kamala believes we're one people, living in one space. She teaches us to see a world of decency, blessed with amazing grace. This is Kamala's faith.
Ron Israel. Thank you, my brother. Proud that he's my brother. Our next performer is his actual genetic brother. He is a singer-songwriter from Martha's Vineyard. Tristan Israel has been a fixture on the local music scene, and his style of writing and playing is unique, blending many musical influences from old country blues to folk and rock, and even some jazz. Give it up, please, for Tristan Israel.
Thank you very much. It's always hard to follow my big brother, Ron. But thank you all, Steve and Neil and my brother Ron and all the rest of you who have put on this concert, and for the other concerts and the other great causes you guys support. So this is a song on my new album that's coming out I think the end of this month, and it's called No Steel. You try to bring me down with all that talk of gloom and doom. You try to cast a shadow across any hope I have in this room. But I will not let you teach me to stick my head into the sand. I'll stay forever grateful for this earth and for her land. And we gotta keep on moving. Keep our hands on the wheel. We gotta keep on shining. Yes, what's real is not a steal. there is no steel. I will not let you talk to me about a heart forever locked. Don't want to hear another word about a final doomsday clock. The world is ours and we must take a stronger stand. I remain forever grateful. Let's protect this earth and all her lands, and we gotta keep on moving, keep our hands on the wheel, oh yeah. We gotta keep on shining, yes, what's real is not a steal. There is no steal. I will wake up tomorrow with my eyes open wide. I get so damn tired of trying to bridge this great divide. But truth is not in the eyes of those who would disband. I remain forever hopeful for this earth. Let's protect our land, and we gotta keep on moving. Keep our hands on the wheel. We gotta keep on shining, yes, what's real is not a steal. There is no steal. There is no steal. No, there is no steal.
Well, all right. There is no steal. Tristan is your head. All right, moving right along. Sandstrom is a singer-songwriter whose songs range from the deeply personal to the political. She currently leads a Massachusetts contingent of the women's political organization Red, Wine, and Blue, Trouble Nation, to encourage women to connect and become informed and vote. During this election cycle, she has read and shared her summaries Project 2025 and is active in several efforts to get out the vote for Harris-Walz. Sisters and brothers, please welcome Sandstrom.
Hello, everyone, and I'm honored to be here with so many talented people. Now, in this election cycle, especially because I've been involved with several things, the watchword has been either relational networking or relational organizing. And the idea is to connect with people. It's like the old, if you're old enough to remember, it's the old shampoo commercial. You tell two friends and they tell two friends and they tell two friends and so on and so on. So it turns out that the app that the Harris campaign uses for relational organizing is called Reach. Now, I wrote this song several years ago. It is called Reach. You say there's no place for me anymore. No place for the faces and faiths you adore. We're outside looking in. You say we must lose for you to win. How can I read? like our own. Who came before? How can I reach you? I beseech you, lay down your hate before it's too late for us. Where is the ground that we can all share? Where is the language we can all hear? What can we do to heal these wounds? What can we do to start anew? How can I reach you? I beseech you, lay down your hate before it's too late for us. How can I reach you? I beseech you, lay down your hate. It's not too late for us. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Song, beautiful voice. And say hi to John for us, Jen. And don't forget, folks, if you have not yet donated this evening, it's musiciansforthegreatergood.org. And all of the musicians that are playing here are not only playing for free, but they themselves have donated to this fund. Janet Feld is next. Excuse me. Janet's a performing singer-songwriter, appearing at folk festivals and coffee houses nationally and internationally since the mid-1980s. She's the founder of... Oh. Well, I'm sorry I skipped Michael, but I'll come back to you, Michael. She's the founder of Janet's Planet, Music Lessons for Humanoids, Inc., offering lessons and classes to people of all ages. Her goal is to help people experience the fact that you don't have to be from the special talented planet in order to play music. In February, she'll be celebrating 25 years of teaching guitar and songwriting at the Passim School of Music. Give it up for Janet Feld.
Thank you very much. It's a real honor to be here, and I'm also really excited because I have my fabulous friend Jackie Damsky here playing violin and singing here with me, and she and I and our friend Esther Friedman are a trio called the Secret Sauce, and Jackie's the secret sauce. So we're gonna play a song that I wrote last winter called Seeds of Peace. With the world going crazy all around us, it's easy to feel so alone, helpless watching faraway faces on the news, desperate to find safety in a war zone. Then in that moment I hear you gently singing chords of truth. I add my voice in harmony. Together we sow seeds of peace. It's almost impossible to think that one song could make any difference at all. But like the Buddhists say, wind from flapping wings in Kabul can be felt all the way in St. Paul. Like in that moment when I together we sow seeds of peace. You're crazy and naive, the voice of doubt shouts at me, and quiets down, grabbing hands with friends and family. What does music sound like coming from above? I believe it's how we sound, singing songs of love. And in that moment I hear you gently singing chord of truth. I had my voice in harmony. Together we sow seeds of peace. I had my voice in harmony. Together we sow seeds of peace.
Lovely, beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Made me cry.
Well, thank you.
Wonderful.
All right, now, Michael, I hope you will forgive me for skipping over you like that.
Of course.
Michael Paul Brennan is a singer-songwriter whose music can be heard in over 115 countries. We're fortunate to have him here today. Put them together for Michael Paul Brennan.
I wrote this song right after the Biden debate with that other guy, and it felt like everything got deflated out of the Democratic Party. And that was a frightening time, I think, for a lot of people. But anyways, this song is called What Could Have Been. I do feel like this is more like 2008 now, so I'm a little excited as well. So forgive my sadness part of this song, but it's what I felt. Blue skies turn gray. We love to hate. What's that all about now? This place I used to know. Black hearts a mass. Decency has crashed. We've all but forgotten this place we used to know. As history repeats itself, liberty sits on the shelf next to the pursuit of happiness. Equality is no more. I have a dream, but the nightmare show on the news at 6 p.m. While I'm sitting and think about what could have been. What could have been now remains a mystery. What could have been, for now we haven't a clue. We're just there watching it crumble from sea to shining sea. While I'm stuck inside this daydream of what could have been. Red sky filled with rage. Time to turn that page before it's all gone. This place we used to know. foremost above. Illuminate your love on the remnants of this place I used to know. Its history repeats itself. Liberty sits on the shelf next to the pursuit of happiness. Equality is no more. I have a dream of the nightmare showing on the news at 6 p.m. While I'm stuck inside this daydream, what could have been? What could have been from now remains a mystery. What could have been from now we haven't a clue. We'll just stand and watch it crumble from sea to shining sea. While I'm stuck inside this daydream, what could have been? We'll just stand and watch it crumble from sea to shining sea. While I'm stuck inside this daydream, what could have been?
Very good. Thank you, Brennan. All right. Don't forget to contribute and tell your friends they can do it at any time. Doesn't have to be this evening from 5 to 7. It can be any time. Just go to musiciansforthegreatergood.org. Well, this next old rocker got a song in 1966. It was considered to be about racial tolerance. It was used by Peter, Paul, and Mary. Then the Muppets. I think there were a couple of them here. I'm not sure. Then Disney. Then National Public Radio. In 1967, he became the lead singer for the Soft White Underbelly, an early iteration of the Blue Oyster Cult. In 70s and 80s, played with Howie Altholtz, whom you will meet next. He's also a member of Musicians for the Greater Good, and they played together in the Test Tube Babies. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Les Vegas.
All right, I'm just going to start by saying hello, and I'm wishing him well. Peter Yarrow, who was instrumental in my life and my music career, such as it is, and I hope he gets better fast. And I also want to thank Felicita, my sound engineer, who got all this together for me, and my two grand boys, who are the reason that we fight for a better world. Okay, Peter, please. Okay, hit it, Felicita. Red is red, black is black, there's no sense denying it. You should notice if you are about to explode. Time goes past fast, time for defying it. Soon you could be lost beyond your control. And oh, baby, it's such a critical mass. Oh, honey, it's such a critical mass. Took a ride the other day out by Saturn. The view is always the creme de la creme. Suddenly, a discernible pattern change of state occurring throughout the grid. And oh, baby, it's such a critical mass. Oh, honey, it's such a critical mass. It's you, Felicita. And oh, baby, you gotta pick it up fast. Oh, honey, it's such a critical mass. Run! Here comes the destroyer. Hide, 'cause you don't understand. It's you! The super powerful caveman. Eyes closed and gun in your hand. And oh, baby, it's such a critical mass. Oh, honey, you gotta pick it up fast. Oh, baby, it's such a critical mass.
Wow.
Awesome.
Wow.
Thank you, God. Wonderful.
Las Vegas, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
That's great. And there's a friend of him, this guy here, who's also a friend of ours, and who's married to our dental hygienist. Howie Altholtz is highly respected songwriter, performer, and producer. He founded the Test Tube Babies in the early 70s, a well-known pop-punk act in the Hudson Valley and Woodstock, New York area. They toured as far north as Quebec, Canada, and Howie has collaborated with many legendary artists, recording, performing, producing, and co-writing. He's widely acclaimed for his edgy pop, political songs, and high-energy stage performance. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll give you a Howie Altholtz.
Steve and all the other artists. Never been easy following Las Vegas, my longtime collaborator. This song's called Bring Back Tomorrow. It's written a couple of years ago in response to people losing hope, and we want to let everybody know that there is a brighter tomorrow, and this is called Bring Back Tomorrow. It's up to you and it's up to me. So many eyes cannot see. It's the same old everywhere. So many ears cannot hear. Watch your mouth, watch your step, watch the world slip from your grip. All your gods won't save you now. You're the only savior now.
time and time and time again to open up your mind and then reach down deep inside and then lend yourself a helping hand. Time to take a stand right now. It's all right there for you to know. Stop the war machine tonight. Show some balls. Do what's right. Bring back tomorrow. Let's take another crack at yesterday. Bring back tomorrow. There must be something more you wanna say. There must be something more. There must be something more. There must be something more you wanna say. Hey, to me.
Awesome, Howie.
Like that. Woo! Howie Altholtz, he was, among other things, showcasing his testes, which is something that we all need to grow. That's all I'm going to say about that. Michael and Nell, they're Nashville-based progressive singer-songwriters with songs about relationships, war, affordable housing, homelessness, and climate change. Their album, Welcome Home, went to number 5 on the Folk Alliance chart. Please welcome Michael and Nell August.
Michael and Nell.
Good afternoon, everybody, or evening, whatever we're looking at here.
Coming at you from Nashville.
Nashville, Tennessee,
Tennessee.
Yeah. And we are
deep in the heart of the red state of Nashville, but Nashville is not red.
No, Nashville is not red at all. And so we're going to kind of lighten things up a little bit here. Going to play an old Steve Goodman song. This is Election Year Rag. We've done videos on this in the past couple of presidential elections. We've had videos on this song, and we recorded it on the Welcome Home album. And but this year it's just a little too serious for a lighthearted video, so you'll have to go back 4 years or 8 years to see this on YouTube. But here it is. This is Election Year Rag. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, babe, won't you take a chance? Your papa's gonna show you a brand new dance. Shuffle on down and don't you be no drag, and do that election year rag. You take 2 steps to the left and 2 steps to the right, then you stand in the middle and you hang on tight. Come on down now, don't feel mad, do that election year rag. Jump on that old bandwagon, here's what we're gonna do. Go down to the precinct captain's house this morning and scarf up some lame duck stew. Well, don't you cry, don't shed no tears, you know it only comes around every 4 years. I'm your dark horse and you're my knight, do that election year rag. If you feel like you need a scorecard, well, you really don't have to fuss. You know that the winner is always somebody else, and the loser is always us. Well, shake it to the east, shake it to the west, hand me down my bulletproof vest. It's nobody's choice and it's anybody's guess. Do that election, or make your selection. Do that election year rag, all right.
Well, all right. Ah, that was great.
Hope we have something to sing about November 6th. Which happens to be Nell's birthday.
Happy birthday, Nell.
Hope it is.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Our next performer has been writing and strumming her original subversive pop melodic songs with a politically progressive feminist bent, unusual chord changes, and a beat for some decades now as a solo act and in bands. Give it up for Jenny Amanda Hurwitz.
Thank you. I was just having a panic and switched chords and realized, oh, it's because I was tuning. I was on the tuner. But it's, Michael and Nell, I share space with them at People's Music Network song swaps. It's so great to hear you. That was wonderful. Everyone's so talented. It was wonderful. I originally wrote this song called Here We Go Again, It's Time to Vote 4 years ago for the during the Biden-Harris campaign. And now I've updated the lyrics. And I'll stumble through them as best I can. Okay, so. Is my guitar coming through? There's something weird happening with it. Here we go. Here we go again. It's time to vote. Brilliant, compassionate Kamala for president and for VP Waltz the coach. Thank you, Joe. Bet your bottom dollar. Time to shake, time to holler. Joyfully organize freedom the prize. Stop Trump's Project 2025. Exercise your franchise. Here we go again. You know this might be our last Democratic election, but the die is not cast. Oh, we're at a crossroads, and the demon's in debt to the devil, trying to stay out of jail, has no beliefs he won't put up for sale. Wake up now, put on your voting day shoes. Wake up now, stop singing the blues. Call up your mama if she's not in the sky. Vote Kamala Harris for president, demon toddler Trump, bye-bye. Trump hates immigrants, but not his wives, though most violence is homegrown American. Poor gun control, no assault weapons ban. Kill Roe v. Wade, wants birth control banned. Swing states, sycophants will toss electoral votes if they're blue. Democracy or coup, it's up to me, and it's more up to you. Wake up now, turn on your voting place shoes. Wake up now, stop singing the blues. Call on your daddy if he's not in the sky. Vote Kamala Harris for president, demon toddler Trump, bye-bye. Here we go again. He'll roll back the progress we made. Race and gender rights, social safety net. He'll take us back decades. Cozies up to dictators. We'll let Putin take Ukraine. Why not ratchet Middle East war up? If the world's Trumps can make a buck again and again. Wake up now, put on your polling place shoes. Wake up now, stop singing the blues. Call up your friends if they're not in the sky. Vote Kamala Harris for president, demon toddler Trump, bye-bye. Wake up now, put on your polling place shoes. Wake up now, stop singing the blues. Call on a stranger if they're not in the sky. Vote Kamala Harris for president, demon toddler Trump, bye-bye. Say bye-bye now, wait, bye-bye now. Go out and vote. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, that's great. Very unusual. She's so unusual. Yeah, that's great stuff. I want to hear more of it. Gosh, Jenny, you're just as cute as a speckled pup in a little red wagon. But it's time to move on to David Archibald. He's a retired chemical engineer who went back to writing and recording music after a long hiatus. He lives in Massachusetts, and in the past 5 years of retirement, he's written and recorded hundreds of songs. Glad to hear it. Give it up for David Archibald.
Thank you all. Thanks. Like Jenny, I wrote this 4 years ago when an election was coming, and maybe this was the stroke of luck that voted in the guy that I happened to be voting for, so I'm back again, hoping it works a second time. I'm standing on the shoulders of the people who came before me, and I am looking at the sky, and the clouds are dark and stormy, and I'm summoning the strength I know I have within me. And the power that I bring can vanquish those who stand against me. I look back to see where we've all come from, and I know that a change is gonna come. I have questioned every step that led me to this place. I have wondered where it leads and the challenges we'll face. But the time is for all the questioning is gone, and it's time to move forward and move on. There's a voice coming from those who were once dumb, and I know that a change is gonna come. The choice is thrust upon me, if it's a choice at all. Alternatives are gone now, and we're left to hear the call. And we're all that much more than just our sum. And I know that a change is gonna come. And the world may not be ready for the message that we bring, but in the end, it won't matter. With righteousness we sing, with the power of justice in our eyes. The world cannot silence us with lies, and we're marching to a new and mighty drum. And I know that a change is gonna come. It's gonna come. It's gonna come.
It's gonna come. David Archibald. Yeah, we just need to march together, walk together, knock on doors together. Maybe drive somebody who can't drive to the polling place. Walk the walk and talk the talk. And how do you donate? You go to musiciansforthegreatergood.org. That's how. Judy Neal is next. She wrote her first song on a ukulele when she was 15, living in Hawaii. Her music was inspired by a blend of Hawaiian music, church choir, and 60s folk. These days, her songs range from protest songs to mystical meanderings, and she's a wonderful woman. Give it up for Judy Neal.
Thank you. Is my guitar coming through okay?
Yes.
Okay, good. So this song I wrote 8 years ago. Several of you have talked about writing songs 4 years ago. I wrote this song on the day after the inauguration in 2016, and that's the day of the Women's March. And I was so struck by how many women and men turned out for that march. And at the time, Michael Moore was saying a lot about there's more of us than there are of them. There's more people who care about women's rights, about peace, about the environment. That is the majority. And so this song came about because of that, and because my horror at Trump wanting tanks and military equipment to be in his inauguration parade. And fortunately back then, generals stopped him from doing that. I don't know about this time if he were to win. I hope this is the last time I sing this song. It's called Shifting Sands. And motorcycles, the air cracks with power. You own the banks, you own the tanks, you own everything in sight. I got something to say to you. Might don't make right. And if you think we don't vote, you're very turn on your TV. We're 100 million strong. We are here to speak the truth. We're here to take a stand. We stand on solid ground as you sink in shifting sand, shifting sands, shifting sands. Limo windows tinted, so you think that we can't see that greedy game you're playing with the land of the brave and free. You think that you're untouchable, you think that you will win. You think about your riches, but you'll pay the price of sin. Very, very wrong. Just turn on your TV. We're 100 million strong. We are here to speak the truth. We're here to take a stand. You stand on solid ground as you sink in shifting sands, shifting sands. No more pussyfooting with your dirty little lies. Dirt on your tiny hands and dirt on your mind. You think you're doing well as you do your dirty deeds, but the devil's grinning down in hell. His eyes glow with glee. And if you think we don't vote, you're very, very wrong. Just turn on your TV. We're 100 million strong. We are here to speak the truth. We're here to take a stand. We stand on solid ground as you sing in shifting sands, shifting sands, shifting sands, shifting sands. We are here to find the truth. We're here to take a stand. We stand on solid ground.
done.
Love that song.
Beautiful, Judy.
Beautiful. Namaste. Oh, we're getting on toward the end here. We might finish early. No, that'll be okay. David brought over some pizza that's looking pretty good to me right now. Our 20th and final performer is a singer-songwriter, composing songs about important social issues. Many of his original songs with video can be viewed at Valley Shore Community Television, video on demand at the Tales and Tunes show, or selections at the Stefano J channel. Is that right? The Stefano J channel on YouTube. He is pleased to be a member of the Musicians of the Greater Good team, and we are pleased to have him. He hopes his songs might help to make the world a better place. I bet they will. Put your hands together for Steve Azzaro.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Kathy, and Neil, and Tom, and Ron, and all the folks on MGG. Just wonderful being associated with you, Feeks, and everyone that's sung tonight. Beautiful songs, beautiful lyrics. I truly do love singer-songwriters. I particularly enjoyed hearing Peter Yarrow. His words and his expressions, they were spoken, but they were like a song, and I loved hearing them. And his encouragement helped me out, I know. Also, a couple of words by Les, who talked about critical mass and possibly loss beyond control. Folks, freedom is a very precious right. We need to fight for it every day. We need to be brave, or all these freedoms are going to be taken away from us a little at a time. So I wrote this song called The Burden of Freedom, and I know that you are. I hope that we all begin to become a little more active in ensuring and protecting these rights that we have. Burden of Freedom. Freedom is a precious gift. We must defend our rights. We need to be aware, take care, or it will vanish in the deep, dark night. Guaranteed by our Constitution, we still need to be vigilant. We must be on guard, take care, don't let it vanish in the cold, misty night. Can I choose my own way, or do they demand and control? Can I express my thoughts freely, or do they command and patrol? Can I practice my faith, not being judged or condemned, and in freedom protest without the fear of them? We want to walk and talk and play and pray and live in freedom every day. But be on guard, take care, don't let it vanish in the foreboding night. We won't be silenced, we won't be left behind. We'll break those golden chains with freedom on our mind. Together all our people will sing a mighty freedom song. We won't be silenced because united we're strong. We will work and talk and play and pray and live freedom every day. But be on guard, take care, don't let it vanish in the foreboding night. Won't be pawns of the royal rich, corporations or politicians. Challenge the abuse of power, not be silenced by oppression. We'll have power to protect our families and friends and reject media lies, put corruption to an end. We've got to stay on guard to save freedom from being lost in the night. Speak, act, and think without being silenced or suppressed. Own property and earn a living, not tax obsessed. And protected by due process, not corrupted by money might. Choose our own destiny and always try to do what's right. We will vote, talk, play, pray, live in freedom every day. You know we're gonna turn the page. Oh, we're not going back. We gotta move on forward. We're never going back. Never going back. And I mean
Never, ever going back.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Take the heart. Steve Zarro.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
We won't go back. And I'm going to remind you one more time to go to musiciansforthegreatergood.org and give us some more money because it'll all go to the Harris-Walz campaign. There we go. I want to thank you, all of you, the performers, for donating their time and their talent and their money to pull off this job today. I think it was a great concert, and I'm really proud to be part of it. I want to thank all the Musicians for the Greater Good team, Ron Israel. None of it would happen if it weren't for him. Kathy Donlin, Neil Braverman, Andrea Kolish, Tom Maynard, your golden man, Melanie Gubernick, Steve Azzaro, and Howie Altholtz. And that's about all I got, except, as the Lakota say, Mitakoye Oyasi. We are all related, all connected. And Wakantan Kanishiyun. May the Great Spirit walk with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, everybody.
You also.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Don't forget to share the video.
Right.
And be on YouTube and share.
Thanks, Kathy.
Thanks all.
Everybody out to vote.
Have a great night, everybody.
Night all. Nice
Night.
to meet you.
Love.
Night.
Everybody.